Hey, what's up, what is up, YouTube boxing family? It is K right here. I am back with another good video for y'all today. I wanted to make this quick little video to give a little shout out to a fighter that I wanted to put on the spotlight here. So for those of you guys that are interested to follow this young man's career, Mr. Brandon Valdes. I believe he is a 130 pounder, if I'm not mistaken, but if not, he's either a featherweight or super featherweight, rising up and coming, rookie fighter. I'd probably say at this point, he's definitely heading to his contender stages as a fighter. I don't believe in prospects being in boxing, but as a professional, you fight the best to be the best, or any athlete. But I guess just to make it simple to explain, I will say Brandon, he is a rising up and coming rookie that is soon to be a veteran level, contender fighter, in his, campaign divisions. He's 14-3, only been stopped by the hands of, or by the likes of Robesi Ramirez, a very, very good school Cuban fighter, two-time Olympic gold medalist, in which, that doesn't mean shit, but I will say his record speaks for itself. He has beaten guys by the likes of Orlando Capa Gonzalez. He knocked out Eric Donovan. He's not that good of a fighter, but he's been in there with some good names. Obviously not really good names. I would kind of, level him as like a Euro bum fighter, but that's a good solid name just to keep yourself active in the resume building. He definitely has some good level opposition. Fought Felix Caraballo, the same guy that got knocked out by Shakur Stevenson and Raymond Savage Ford. There's just so much smoke that he's fought Adon Gonzalez. I don't really think so high off of him. He just recently, he hasn't fought for quite a while, but that was the name that was, surfing like around. I'm actually thinking about like a different, Adon. Well, I know that there's like some like 24 or 25-year-old Mexican fighter that's, in the featherweight division, if I'm not mistaken. I could probably just look at him right here. Now that there's Joet Gonzalez, and I think, who's the other guy? Well, obviously there's Adam Lopez, and there's Jose Enrique Vivas, that just recently lost to Eduardo Baez. That was a good fight. But, the division is pretty stacked and heavy, so 126 is going back to its old roots of having some young up-and-coming killers in the division. Don't forget about guys like Mauricio Lara, to even be exact, but even guys like Cesar Juarez, no, not Cesar, I'm thinking about Julio Cesar, I don't know, he's that Mexican dude that got knocked out by Mark Magsayo. But there's plenty of smoke here. There's Victor Morales. A lot of guys that we just don't know that could easily upset a lot of guys. Nothing that I could really think of, but just by looking at Brandon Valdez's resume, he is a good fighter. I would view him more to be of a pure boxer. He definitely does have power, but here's the problem. He's not like the type of dude where he's like going to like hurt you. It's more like, respectable Gary Russell Jr. type of power. He definitely can hit. He definitely can give you some problems. But as far as like what he brings to the table for being a threat, I don't think so. I think if anything, he's more of a threat when he starts, landing his combinations more effectively. He does like to shoot his jab first, but I think he's more hesitant to try to let the combinations go because he doesn't want to get clipped. But I don't think that really matters to him. Just by looking at the division, There's a lot of smoke here, and I think that the only killers that I will only say he has a problem with would be a guy like Mauricio Lara. And I probably say maybe a guy like Haven Brady somewhere down the line, but I think he'll beat Haven. I think he could beat a lot of these guys listed here in the top 200. This guy, Adon Ochoa, this dude. That's the guy that I'm thinking about that lost to Edward Vasquez. That's the same guy that got his ass beat by Raymond Ford. But either way, I like to see him fight. Adon Ochoa. I think Brandon would beat his ass. I think Brandon would stop him. But yeah. I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, just looking at his ceiling as a fighter, he has a lot of good experience with just keeping himself active, with some high level opposition. Well, I would say, high rookie level opposition. Just by looking at the division itself, there's a lot of smoke here. I mean, looking at the top 100, you got guys like Jordan Gill and Julio Ceja. That's the guy I'm thinking about. That, like, these are good ass fights. I personally like to see him face Isaac Avilar. I think he could beat him. I think honestly he could beat Raymond Ford. I'm not even gonna lie. I think Brandon Valdes has, the style to beat a lot of high level guys. But knowing that he had his last fight at 130 against Jordan White, I wasn't really too sold on him. I wasn't really thinking Jordan White's that good. Just by looking at the fight that he had with Brandon, I kind of felt like that fight was Brandon's, decision. And I definitely give the man his credit and his honor as a fighter to be good enough to actually deal with a high level. Well, I wouldn't even say high level, just a good rookie level, American level fighter like Jordan, because Jordan did drop him in the fight, and even though that he got dropped, Brandon got right back up, and he definitely pulled through. These judges scorecards, 96, 93, 97, 92, 94, 95. Honestly, like, if you really want to be generous, I would say it definitely deserves to be a draw. But I don't think Jordan really did enough to win. I thought Jordan actually struggled with Brandon because Brandon was hitting him with some really mean shots, and I thought Brandon did enough to, try to possibly edge it out. Obviously, getting knocked down in boxing is always the worst thing to happen to you because you have limited amount of rounds, which you don't know how many rounds is really going to, determine your victory. So getting knocked down is really bad as far as like a late game situation to try to win. But Brandon pulled through. He definitely did what he had to do. I mean, his only losses really came to guys that are good, good level opposition. And I mean, this is like a guy that started at 122, if I'm not mistaken. And here we are, him aging up in size. He looks a lot better at 130 and above. But I mean, 126 is still good for him. Don't get it twisted, because when he rehydrates, he looks like he's more of like a lightweight, or if anything, like a junior welterweight at 140 or super lightweight. But I don't know. I think his ceiling is better at 130 and above. But I mean, whatever he chooses to do with his career, I wish him nothing but the best. He's a good Colombian fighter out of Barranquilla, and he's good, dude. He's definitely good. So I definitely give his props and his respects. And to hell with Jeff Shue. Come on, bro. Shout out to Bruin Steel. He just texted me telling me that the Celtics are number 1 in the Eastern Conference, which I have to take a look at that because I don't believe you until I see it. But yeah, congratulations to the Celtics, and I don't know what my Bulls are doing. Yep, we are number 5 in the conference, but that's subject to change, honestly, because the Miami Heat can take over. But yeah, the Celtics, they're on fire. Man, honestly, like, I wouldn't mind like a series without the Sixers if the season ended, because we don't really have too much of a threat, with like the Brooklyn Nets. I think the Brooklyn Nets, if they face up the Celtics right now, I think the Nets would beat the Celtics, but I don't know. I think honestly, there's too much smoke, being fought for the best. But also, shout out to the Suns. The Suns are number one in the Western Conference, and the poor Los Angeles Lakers are number 9 in the West. So that's pretty sad. But credit to the Warriors, they're number 3, and Grizzlies number 2, and then the Jazz, Mavs, and Nuggets, and Timberwolves 4, 5, 6, 7, and Clippers number 8. Wow. So that's gonna be interesting. I'm definitely gonna make some content about that because I haven't been talking about basketball for a very, very long time. So yeah, that's pretty much it about Brandon Valdes. Be sure to go check this kid out. I really hope he does make a return because he definitely is a very high level whatchamacallit fighter that is just meshing his skills together. I think honestly he definitely needs to keep fighting guys like Jordan White because he's only getting better, man. If anything, he really has the tools to, attain his levels to becoming a world championship level fighter. He just needs to keep fighting the tough names that are put in front of him, and eventually he'll knock them down. So, huge big shout out to him and his team, and be sure to go check this guy out, man. All right, see you guys later. Salute to the mighty LDBC. Peace, and I'm out.